Welcome back to Bad Juju Sports. I'm your host, Jordan Osborne, alongside
Marquis Coleman.
ex-player for Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State, Oklahoma State. Back in 2017, I had a little run of my own.
And we're here today to talk about the playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me?
Exciting factor is the playoffs, man. We got a lot of good teams in the playoffs this year. But who you think is going to come out on top? That's the biggest question of them all.
Like, who do I think is going to win the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl. Let's go. Jump to it. Straight to the Super Bowl. Let's go.
Straight to the Super Bowl. I like it. What about you?
I got an upset. I'm going Commanders versus the Ravens.
I like it.
Crazy pick, ain't it?
So you think the Commanders are going to get the upset against the Lions?
Most definitely. Jaden Daniels has been playing amazing football all year. He's very clutch in the fourth quarter. So he really knows how to move with the ball, extend drives and stuff like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that defense, a banged-up defense that Detroit handles that rookie quarterback.
I mean, if they don't go to the Super Bowl, and I don't think a rookie has ever, won a Super Bowl, right?
Maybe John Elway. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's a good.
I'm actually pretty sure. Yeah, well, you can look it up if you want. But even if they don't go to the Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl, Jaden Daniels is going to get Rookie of the Year.
Oh, most definitely.
100%.
Most definitely. He just played outstanding football. Heisman winner from LSU. He just looks exceptional out there. I'm not gonna lie.
And the only person who's right behind him in that race is definitely Bo Nix. But Bo Nix didn't win a playoff game. He did have the awesome touchdown against Buffalo, though.
Oh, that was awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
But I was so fired up when I saw that. Oh my goodness, that was great.
Okay, no. Has any rookie quarterback ever won a Super Bowl? Meaning Daniels would be the leads of his own if he did that. So no rookie has ever won a Super Bowl.
Jaden, you hear that? It's your time.
It's your time to shine, man. It's your time to shine.
So you think the Commanders are going to win a Super Bowl this year?
I wouldn't say win. I feel like they'll make it and put up a good challenge. Put up a good challenge against the Baltimore Ravens. That's my picks.
So you got the Ravens?
The Ravens and the Commanders.
Right answer. No, I think this is the year for Lamar. Or maybe I'm just spitballing because that's what I want to happen. I think this year is just for the Chiefs to win another Super Bowl.
No three-peat for the Chiefs. I don't see it coming. Travis Kelce has not been playing as good as he usually do. So I don't see the Chiefs making it maybe to the AFC Championship, but maybe not to the Super Bowl. I don't see the Super Bowl. I'm sorry.
But you got to put into perspective that Travis Kelce, I mean, he's good in the regular season, but he always goes off in the playoffs. He's decent in the regular season, but they always find a way to win in the playoffs. They always do. And now playoff Patty is back.
Playoff Patty is definitely back. But one person that I feel like that sets that Chiefs defense is their defense. I said it. I've messed up. But their defense. So Chris Jones as the anchor of that defense, I feel like that's what keeps the Chiefs in games, especially in the playoffs. Because other than that, I mean, playoff Pat is playoff Pat. So, you can't count him out. He's just like a new era Tom Brady almost. But, Tom, put the whooping on them before too, though. So, yeah, hey, we'll see.
Me personally, I'm not betting against Patrick. I obviously don't want it to happen, but just imagine the storyline for the NFL.
Three-peat never happened in the NFL history. That'd be crazy.
Never. And now they got Taylor Swift on their back. Their viewership goes up 30 or 40% when she's in the building. How do you feel about that?
I mean, she brings her own crowd by herself, honestly. I think the numbers skyrocketed last year from viewers of the NFL just because of Taylor Swift, and that's crazy. I don't know. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, that's a good little matchup, but I feel like she ruined football for us all.
Facts. Not facts. Okay, this is speculation, obviously, but do you think the Chiefs would have won the Super Bowl last year if they didn't have Taylor Swift? If they didn't have Taylor Swift?
I definitely think they would have won. It's the same team, regardless of who you're dating on the outside. But I mean, she did bring a lot of, I wouldn't say drama to the Chiefs organization, but she brought a lot of attention to the Chiefs organization. So I don't think they really needed Taylor Swift to win a Super Bowl, but the views, it helped the views for sure.
Okay, and you know how people say like the Chiefs kind of get away with some calls here and there. How do you feel about that? Do you think that's real at all?
I think the only people that got away with calls would be Tom Brady and the deflated balls.
What? No. Okay, wait.
No. Back to your question. The Chiefs get bailed out every now and again. Who doesn't, though? You know,
The Vikings.
the Vikings. Yeah. What happened to the Vikings, by the way?
Next question. Sam, okay, wait 1 second. How do you get sacked 9 times? Are you kidding me, bro? Like, I had so much faith in Sam. He's a great quarterback, just the pressure got to him. You know, it's just like, that's like the difference between Tom Brady and like a bunch, like all the other quarterbacks is like, he knows how to deal with pressure, and that ultimately helps him win championships. You know what I mean? Like,
Speaking of pressure. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I just have one more thing. Like, he didn't ruin his career in 2 weeks, but he definitely, like, he could have made a lot more money if he won that game. Let me tell you guys. Let me tell you. But what are you going to say? I'm sorry.
Speaking of that, like, what hurdles do you think C.J. Stroud has to get through to win this game?
Yay, let's go. This is your high school jersey, bro. I love you. You got to win today. Do you think they have a chance against this Chiefs defense?
If Joe Mixon is able to play, yes. It would have helped them if they had Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs in the lineup, but of course they're hurt. Nico Collins is going to be a big target if they get him the ball early, get him going. But if Joe shows up, it might be a different ball game, because Joe Mixon definitely shows up against the Chiefs. Even back when he was playing with Cincinnati, I mean, he showed up against the Chiefs. So I feel like if he have a tough runner in Joe Mixon and the Texans with the Will Anderson at linebacker, he's a very good rookie. He's probably one of the best defensive rookies of the year. I feel like they have a chance. If Will Anderson brings pressure, Joe Mixon shows up, Nico Collins have a pretty good game, C.J. Stroud have a pretty good game, they'll be pretty good.
I 100% agree, but Joe Mixon is questionable, but it's likely he's definitely going to play. And their offense is solid right now. You know, Nico's back and stuff like that. And even though Tank Dell's out and Stephon, CJ's looking still really good. And we can't forget about their defense, too. I mean, Danielle Hunter, and they got, 4 interceptions against Justin Herbert, who's a top 10 quarterback in the league. Would you agree with that?
Justin Herbert, nah, I can't. Back in his second season, I would say so, but now he hasn't showed me much, honestly. He hasn't really showed me much. The Texans put a whooping on him. He has room to grow. He has some more room to grow, but I don't know if he's going to do anything anytime soon. The AFC is stacked.
Yeah, especially having the Chiefs in your division. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good. But, yeah, so you got the Chiefs or the Texans for this one?
I want to say Texans for the upset. If they play the right ball, they could win, but I'm just going with Chiefs. They're undefeated in the divisional round. Mm-hmm. They have the experience. They're going to be playing the Chiefs' kingdom. Yeah. I don't know how C.J. Stroud is going to go against the weather. You know, Houston doesn't get that cold, so we'll see. I'm going Chiefs. What about you?
Like I said earlier, I'm not going to bet against Patrick, you know. I'm not going to bet against the Chiefs. I think this game will ultimately come down to the coaching, and I just think Andy Reid's the better coach in this circumstance, you know. Just, yeah. It's unfortunate, but, I mean, not for Chiefs fans. But, but yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs on that one. Okay. But that actually brings us to our next matchup, which is definitely the most
anticipated of them all.
And that is
Bills and Ravens. Who you got?
You're going to ask me?
Yeah, Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. Who you think, which quarterback will lead their team to victory in this AFC lineup?
These are like one of those games where it could go either way. It's just, I feel like it's gonna like probably just come down to like a field goal or something like that. Hopefully Tyler Bass is up there and misses the kick. But obviously I want Lamar to win. I want him to win his first Super Bowl. You know, I think it's about that time. Josh Allen, I love Josh Allen. Thank you, Josh, for beating not just Patrick this year, but the Detroit Lions to have the Vikings tie their record up with the Lions this year. That was spectacular. I love you, Josh. But a reason why this game is so has the anticipation it does is because of this MVP race. You know, like this whole entire season, it's been back and forth on, oh, I think it should be Lamar. I think it should be Josh. And even myself, like at the beginning of the year, I thought it was going to be Lamar. But towards the middle of the season, after Josh beat the Chiefs, I'm just like, bro, 100% is going to be Josh. So this game is super important for that, candidacy. But to be honest, I think these quarterbacks are just trying to look for that win. I don't really think they care about the MVP race as of right now. What do you think about that?
The beauty of it both is they're both looking for that's their first Super Bowl. So they're both hungry. They both have a chip on their shoulder. My biggest thing is Lamar has the biggest chip, I feel like, because he has the puzzle pieces. They gave him Derrick Henry. They gave him a lot of different defensive backfield players back there that, you know, they got everything around the Ravens. They always talked about Lamar not being a good passer. Well, his QBR rating was really good this year, actually. And I don't know. I feel like Lamar has the bigger chip on his shoulder when it comes to Josh Allen. I don't think he has the weapons. I don't think he has enough weapons to compete with the Ravens or to compete for a Super Bowl, honestly. He needs more weapons around him. Marquis Coleman is a good rookie. You got a Cooper, what's his name? I forgot his name.
Oh, my goodness. From the Browns.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Cooper, what the heck? Cooper.
Cooper. We're just going to go with Cooper right now. We had a brain fart. He's one of the best receivers in the league. Can't think of his name. What kind of crazy stuff is that? But I was
it will come to me. I don't know why I'm blanking right now, but
yeah, but like I said, I don't think Josh has enough weapons. But he's still a very good quarterback. You can't take that away from him. But I just feel like Lamar has the edge with Derrick Henry in the backfield with him.
Yeah, I mean, you can argue that, like, James Cook,
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper.
I'm sorry, Amari Cooper. I know you, bro. I promise I know you.
Yeah, you can argue that, like, he has James Cook, and James Cook is spectacular, but, you know, Derrick Henry doesn't even compare. I mean, like, you can argue the fact that, like, Derrick Henry is like the reason why the Ravens are going to win this game. But even like looking back into last year, the Ravens went to the AFC Championship without King Henry. So, I mean, like I said,
McQueen, remember he changed it up.
He changed it. Hey, I like that even better. But yeah, so you can't even argue that like that's the whole entire team. So, yeah, I just think I think the reason Josh is going to have like a good chance is because this game's in Buffalo, you know, and it's predicted to snow. How do you feel about that?
Those Buffalo fans are pretty wild. They don't care about anything, so that's going to be a big difference. Whole field advantage, Josh Allen is very comfortable in the cold. He dives in the snow all the time, and you've seen it in a couple games not too long ago. But again, I just feel like Lamar just is gonna pull it off. Like he has a big chip on his shoulder. He said he's gonna bring a Super Bowl to Baltimore, so he got to get through the Buffalo Bills. He got to get through Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills with a high-powered offense. Kinda. Only reason why I say that kinda is because, like I said, they don't really have weapons other than James Cook. But we'll see.
Absolutely. I mean, if they use Amari Cooper in this game, they'll have a good chance. They will. But, you know, we'll see. But let's talk about the NFC. NFC. The NFC.
A little bit. New York Giants, let's go. Shedeur Sanders at 3. We're going to trade up to the number 1 pick probably, though. I don't know.
You think?
I hope. Shedeur Sanders, we need you, boy. We need you to the Big Apple. Come on, let's go play.
So, actually, I have a question about that. You're wearing a Dion jersey.
Dirty Birds.
There's a lot of talk about him going to the Cowboys. What do you think about that?
If Jerry Jones actually pays him, that's gonna be a big thing. If they get prime time in Dallas, it's gonna bring the culture back. I'm not gonna lie. Dallas is gonna be on board. The fans are gonna be on board. The whole town of Dallas is gonna be on board. That'll be a good look. But I just feel like Coach Prime just likes Colorado right now where he's sitting. But if Jerry Jones pays him a pretty penny, I mean, money talks. So.
Jerry just needs to stop acting like a general manager, to be honest. Like, he's, I mean, they have a lot of Super Bowls, but when's the last time they, won a playoff game? It was like, what, a couple years ago?
I couldn't tell you.
They lost to the Green Bay Packers, bro, like the last year.
Them boys? No, I'm sorry. I'm not a Cowboy fan.
Like, one of the youngest teams in the NFL, and they're America's team.
America's team might. Nah, I'm not going to say the rest of that. But, hey, they call them America's team for a reason, I guess. But they just need help. I feel like if get rid of Dak, throw Trey Lance in there, give Trey Lance a couple reps at it. You know what I'm saying? Cooper Rush is really good, though. I like Cooper Rush. Even though he's a Cowboy, there's certain Cowboys I like. CeeDee Lamb, he's a Micah Parsons. I'll go.
Dalvin Cook. Y'all need to start Dalvin Cook. Then you'll win like 3 Super Bowls, I promise, bro. But I don't even think this is necessarily like a bad team. Like, they have good defense. Like, I mean, maybe not this year, but last year and the previous years before, I always used to get Dallas's defense in fantasy. They put up like 40, 30 points per game, like what the heck? Like, I don't know, especially in that Thanksgiving game last year. You remember that?
Yeah, Michael Parsons really showed up. He really showed up in that game.
But yeah, let's not talk about a team that's not even in the playoffs right now.
They're at home watching it just like the rest of us.
But but more about the NFC teams. Let's talk about the Rams and Eagles game, which should be a great matchup.
Honestly, I didn't think the Rams were going to beat the Vikings, if you want me to be honest with you.
I did.
But they got to stop Saquon. If you stop Saquon, you win the game. I'm sorry. Saquon Barkley is one of the best running backs in the league, if not the best, putting up 2,000 yards this season. He's going to be the very pivotal person to this ball game. Without Saquon, I don't feel like they'll make it far. I mean, I lied because they still have A.J. Brown, Vontae Smith. They still have a lot of weapons over there. Jalen Hurts is really good. L.A. is really good too, though. L.A. is really good. It's just I don't think their defense is going to be able to keep up with the high-powered offense over there at Philly. So we'll see, though. We'll see. And when it comes to the Rams, their offense is also high-powered. Matt Stafford is an amazing quarterback. Old school, call him Unc. A very tough quarterback. He's been there before. He's been in the spotlight. He knows how to play in the playoffs, so it's going to be a very interesting game.
I think this is going to be a closer game than a lot of people think for a couple of reasons. First of all, you mentioned Matthew. People underestimate Matthew. Oh, let me tell you, bro. Like, in my opinion, he's the best quarterback left in the NFC. Hear me out. Like, hey, he has a Super Bowl, and he's extremely accurate. Like, this offense is so good, and Matthew is, like, so good. Like, if Puka and Cooper step up in this game, I could see maybe not them winning, but it could be like back and forth the whole night. And you have to look at Sean McVay. Like, Sean McVay's he's a better coach than Sirianni. Would you agree with that? Well, he has a Super Bowl.
He does have the Super Bowl, but Sirianni just I don't know. I don't know about the coaching. I can't answer that question because that's a good question, honestly. But when it comes to the aspect of the game, I think Tyler Higbee will be a critical person to this game because Puka and Cooper obviously are going to get a lot of looks. So, of course, the defenders are going to be on them a lot more. So that's going to leave Tyler Higbee open for a lot of reps. So hopefully Tyler Higbee can get in.
And we talk a lot about Saquon, but you have to remember Kyren. He's one of the best. He's one of the best running backs in the league right now. So we can't forget about him. But ultimately, this game is in Philadelphia, so I do have the Eagles winning this one. What about you?
It's going to be a tough one. Eagles versus Rams. Like you said, it's going to come down to the wire. But I feel like Saquon is going to carry them to the victory. Saquon, I got the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, their defense is super solid. Like, maybe this is more on Sam Darnold, but 9 sacks. Come on, that's really good. I mean, yeah, you can look at that, but then again, the Eagles do have the best offensive line in football. Would you say that?
Most definitely. They cannot stop the tush push to save their life. I'm sorry. You get behind that offensive line, even losing Kelsey last year, that rookie stepped up after losing Kelsey, and it's just amazing. I'm not going to lie. It's just amazing how they show up every day, take care of Jalen Hurts in the backfield. I mean, they got Saquon to 2,000 yards. I mean, the Giants couldn't do it. But, we
That's the Giants.
Oh, man. Again, Shedeur Sanders, we need you.
Could you see possibly Saquon winning the MVP?
It's a possibility, but with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson in the talks, it'll be tough. Typically, if he shows up in the playoffs, he'll probably have a better edge, depending on what he does in the playoffs to see. As far as voting goes, he might have a chance just because he's first running back to do 2,000 yards in a while, so almost broke Eric Dickerson's record. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if he did win. It would be a very close one, too. If
he doesn't get the regular MVP, I could see this Eagles team going to the Super Bowl and him possibly getting a Super Bowl MVP. If they do win
they get past the Commanders.
If they do win the Super Bowl, it's gonna be Saquon for sure.
Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna give it to Jalen. Do you think? What do you think?
Jalen shows up. You never know, so we got to see. If Jalen shows up, he might get it, but I agree with you. Saquon Barkley is probably the backbone of that offense right now. Yeah. So I feel like he would probably win an MVP, a Super Bowl MVP, if he was there.
Okay. Well, you mentioned the Commanders, so I feel like that's a good segue into the next matchup. Who you got for Lions Commanders?
I'm going Commanders. Jaden Daniels with the upset, Rookie of the Year. Let's go, Jaden Daniels. He's just been playing awesome all year. Very clutch in the fourth quarter. He knows how to extend drives. He's just an amazing quarterback. I'm sorry. I'm going Jared Goff. He's good. St. Brown's good. David Montgomery's coming back. But that banged up defense, man. They're just banged up. I don't know. Jaden Daniels could show out, show up, show out.
Would you consider the Commanders a better team or the Vikings? For the regular season?
Regular season, I would have to give it to the Vikings. But as far as grit and poise, Commanders. They went through a lot during the season. Lots of ups and downs. They didn't know how their quarterback was going to play with the new coach. It was just a lot. They brought in Kingsbury as the offensive coordinator. It's a toss up. But I say Jaden Daniels and the Commanders for sure.
In my opinion, I think getting Jaden Daniels was the greatest decision that organization has ever made. He changed that whole team as a whole. I would have never voted for the Commanders if Jaden Daniels was not on that team. I mean, I love LSU, but he just makes that team cool and just he gives them swag and stuff like that. Especially after that Hail Mary against the Bears and just how they be winning games. It's just like you said, electrifying to watch. Especially that game against Tampa, that doink.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
That was really fun to watch. But back to my original point is, I would definitely, I'm biased, obviously, but I would consider the Vikings, they would be the better team over the Commanders in the regular season. And we had to look at Week 18 and how the Lions destroyed the Vikings in Ford Field. And this game is going to be in Detroit, so I'm going to pick the Lions for this. I'm sticking with the realistic choice. Obviously, the upset is a possibility, but it's just with that crowd, they haven't had a championship ever, so it's just I'm not gonna be wishful here. Obviously I want the Commanders to win, but I think Detroit's gonna pull this one out. What do you think?
Jared Goff deserves one, but I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm sticking with my answer with the Commanders. I just like how they playing ball lately. Jared Goff, He's very poised in the moment, so it's going to be a tough game for the Commanders if they do pull it off. But David Montgomery, he's not going to be 100%. Jahmyr Gibbs is really good off the backfield, so we'll see, man. I was all with Detroit at the beginning of the season. I'm not going to lie. Beginning of the season, Detroit Lions was probably my pick for everything, Super Bowl and all. But watching Jana Daniels and his team play now, you never know. You never know. It's the luck of the draw, but with these two quarterbacks, it's going to be a shootout for real.
Yeah, I mean, there can be upsets any week, you know? Like, I had Tampa winning last week. But I also had the Vikings winning, so I mean. But besides that, I had all the games correct. Anyway, so earlier you mentioned that you have Baltimore winning the whole entire thing. Do you truly think they can get past the Chiefs and their dynasty?
I think the three-peat is not going to happen this year. I think Lamar is going to finally edge Patrick Mahomes this year. He's going to get past him if the Texans don't do it. You know, you never know. But Lamar, I seen Lamar winning it all this year. He's hungry. He's motivated. He got Derrick Henry in the backfield. He has Zay Flowers. Oh, my God. What else?
Sean Bateman, Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews is a dog. So, yeah, we'll see, man. But I say Lamar, 100% Lamar. 100% Lamar. He just put the ball in his hands, man. He's amazing, bro. He's amazing. He just makes the game fun. Against Patty, though, it's going to be a good matchup, of course, but I don't know. I say Ravens winning it all. Even though I'm a Giant fan, I say Ravens.
I mean, I want Lamar to win so badly. So badly. You know why? Because we've been having this argument, this discussion for like about a year now in like the studio and stuff. Who do you think's better, Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow?
Definitely Lamar, but Joe Burrow definitely puts up a competition against him, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow. Like, he's an awesome quarterback. Not taking nothing from him. If he had a winning season this year, he would probably be in the MVP talks himself. So I still say Lamar. He's more mobile. He's more agile. Joe Burrow, he has a little bit more experience over Joe Burrow, you know, being in the league a little bit longer. But Joe Burrow, you can't take nothing from him. He's still a very good quarterback. I just don't see him beating out Lamar.
I completely agree. I mean, I can't even, like you said, I can't even, like, talk down about Joe Burrow because I love Joe Burrow. You know, he's great, and he went to LSU and won us a championship. I love him. But it's just like, I just think Lamar is better, you know? Like, how many MVPs does Joe have, you know? I mean, you can argue that Joe's been to a Super Bowl, but they have the same amount of rings. So, I mean, you can't really use that as an argument. I mean, Lamar made it to the AFC Championship last year, but ultimately no one was beating the Chiefs. So, I just think this could be Lamar's year. I mean, you can look back at college and be like, Joe won a championship in college, but he did have Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, the two best wide receivers in the league right now. So, and I don't think Joe has his number retired. Lamar already has his number retired at Louisville.
That's crazy.
Right?
I didn't even know that one.
Right? I mean, and he's been out on the cover of Madden. Like, I don't think that doesn't really matter. But it was one of the best Maddens, so we don't have to talk about that, though. But so I ultimately do want Lamar to win so this argument can come to an end. I just think no one's going to beat the Chiefs this year. Someone asked me, or like 2 days ago, they're just like, do you think this season was a waste because your team went 14-2 and lost in the first round? And I told them, I'm just like, the only reason this season would be a waste if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. That's what I said. Tight. All of this would be just for the Chiefs to win. Like, no one's going to beat them. Just the storyline, I don't think.
So you got her pick. She's going Chiefs.
Yep. Until someone proves me wrong. Hopefully it's Josh or Lamar. I'd be okay with both. Hopefully Lamar. But I'm going Chiefs because, you know, they're the Chiefs. So. But that's all the time we have for Bad Juju Sports. I'm Jordan Osborne alongside
Marquis Coleman.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.